that it's transitory. The best example that we've been given to people is pretty much like when you see a new blockbuster video coming out for the first time, let's say Star Wars, and that night, opening night, everybody's standing in line and they're paying a premium price to go see the movie. A couple of weeks later, there's no lines and you can see it anytime you want, at any place you want to. And then a year later, you stream it for $3.99 to your home. And I think that that's exactly what's happening. You have all consumers simultaneously coming out of spending hibernation, spending on the same things. And I think the best example I can give you right now is travel.
That shit wasn't transitory, was it? What's going on, y'all? It's Mike, Pro House Seller, man. Welcome back to the channel. Again, we're back talking about this transitory inflation, man. This transitory inflation. Y'all remember back in 2020, 2021, shit, even into 2022, they swore that the inflation, they were saying we weren't even going to see any inflation to begin with. They go from that to it's transitory to it's not too bad, and then they're just trying to throw out whatever new propaganda they're throwing out now today. I don't know if y'all know though, about last week or so, the Fed met and they were supposed to have their minutes. Are we gonna raise rates, lower rates, keep them the same? And they're still playing the same way today versus how they were 4 years ago. Again, like if you watched the video yesterday, you'll see that I kind of summarized that how they should have had where rates are at 4 or 5% today. That's where they should have been 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago. But cheap money, everything was good. COVID kind of forced their hand. But now again, they don't want to raise rates. You have to raise rates to curb this inflation, but they don't want to do that. So now the art of what they have to do is bullshit. Simple as that. It's just simple bullshit. And the government's in on it, the banks are in on it. The whole idea of the game, the whole art of the game is to create as much inflation as possible. All the politics that's in there is just to throw as much bullshit at the wall, cloud your judgment and whatnot, so you don't actually know what the hell is going on. Now, there's no way that dude that's running a multinational wealth management fund and all that, there's no way that he saw that inflation was transitory, but someone like me who dropped out of college and just sells shit for a living saw that it wasn't transitory. And it's not just me, it's 1,000 other people. I don't know if y'all know Peter shit. I should definitely lock in with him. But it was people like him telling us, screaming from the mountaintops, oh, we're gonna see hyperinflation, all this stuff. And it's like in one ear and out the other. And then when shit hits the fan, everybody wants to act like they didn't see it coming. No. And even regular people, regular citizens to an extent, they're kind of full of shit too, if we're being honest, because everybody knows what's happening. They just want the corruption to happen for them. It is what it is, you feel me? But for everybody to act like they had no idea this was coming, like, come on now. I hope now y'all are seeing why we just can't print money. I remember back in 2021, 22, even before that, everybody always used to say, oh, why can't we just print more money? Why can't we just print more money? Why can't we just print more money? This is why. Your life today being so expensive, rent getting jacked up, mortgage, insurance rates, everything up. That's why you don't just print money. That's why you don't just print money. See, today, like what people don't seem to understand is that the art of government and central banking is as old as time. It's like new updates. You watch NFL football from the 1920s, it's still the same football, it's still the same gridiron game. And you watch today, it's still the same thing. Some rules have been changed. The concept is still the same. Some rules may have changed, but the concept of the game is still the same. NBA basketball, same thing. Strategies might change, but the concept never changes. Hear me again. The strategy of the game might change over time, but not the concept. The strategy of basketball from Bill Russell days to today changed. Back then, you wanted the tallest people, put them near the basket, and have them dunk on everybody. That was the old strategy. And then people like Steph Curry came along and shattered that. It's still the same basketball. The concept of the game is still the same. You gotta take this round yellow ball, put it through the hoop, don't let the other team do it. Y'all play for 48 minutes. At the end of the game, whoever has the most points wins. If y'all are tied, y'all play for another 5 minutes, and another 5 minutes, and so on if y'all are tied again until we have a winner. The concept never changed throughout the 100, 200 years of basketball. just the rules and strategy. Same thing. The art of government is to create as much inflation, take that money, steal it from you, and put it in their pocket and their friend's pocket. That's the whole point of the game. That's the whole point of government. Back in the days when the government did it, when it was gold and silver and base and regular metals and stuff like that, they used to take the coins and shave it off. So for example, right, you got an ounce of silver. Back what the government used to do back in those days, they would give you an ounce of silver. It would actually be a half of ounce of silver, and they would fill the silver in the middle with some copper or nickel. So you think you have an ounce of silver, you really have a half ounce of silver and a half ounce of bullshit. But in your hand, it's still the quote unquote ounce of silver, but you can't buy the same shit with it. See, that's robbery that you see versus the inflation. You just print. Now, people didn't see that right away. They didn't know that right away they were getting robbed. They thought they were genuinely getting an ounce of silver until they start to notice the color. They say, wait, this is not what silver's supposed to look like. What the hell's going on? And then they get to the bottom of it and see that they've been getting robbed. It's the same thing with printing money. To you, you just see that dollar bill, you know, that $100 bill in your hand, and it's still the same $100 bill from 2025 to 05. But back in 05, this is the theft. It's quiet. They could have just taken that $100 from you in taxes back in 05. You would have seen that. You would have seen that robbery coming out your check. When you get paid and you look at your net pay and your gross pay, and that split second before you vomit, you see that. That's robbery. You see that robbery. Think of that. Think of taxes as somebody coming up to you with the ski mask and the toolie. They got the mask on. Oh, give me all your money. Give me all your money. Think of inflation as somebody scamming you, because you kind of willingly give them that money and they do all the bullshit that they say they're not going to do with it. You can't see that, and there's a lot less resistance. If you just raise taxes, one, you're not going to vote for that politician, and two, if they're in office while that happens, there's going to be a revolt, a la Boston Tea Party. But when you inflate and inflate and inflate, people don't see that, and people don't catch on to that as fast as they do with the taxes. There's no way the government could raise taxes to 80, 90% and there not be outrage. But they can inflate 80, 90% and they can still take that purchasing power. The art of the game is stealing your purchasing power. The government will give you $10 trillion. They don't care. It all matters what you can spend that money on. That's what matters. So we're going to keep getting like this until, you know, more people are aware of it and speaking out on it. Because if you don't speak out on it, if you're aware of it, if you don't speak out on it, they're going to keep doing it. America was founded in 1776. It's 2025. They've still been doing it. And they did it before then. They're going to do it 1,000 years from now after we're all dead in bones. It's always going to happen. It doesn't change. It doesn't ever change. That's it, man. Quick little rant. Feel like I owe y'all. I still feel some type of way because I've been gone for so long. But I'm locked in again. If you stayed here this long, appreciate you. You can like, you can comment, you can subscribe if you want. If you don't want to, you don't got to do nothing. Appreciate y'all, man. I see y'all in the next one.